You want to start?
Yeah.
You want to?
Welcome, everyone. This is our August quarterly Campfire chat, and we're sitting by a roaring fire. It's just amazing here inside the building.
We're like blazing lights.
Yeah. We're here in York, Pennsylvania at the 68th Annual Airstream Rally, full of people, smiling faces, and today, John and I just bought another trailer.
Yay!
Thanks to the great folks at Colonial Airstream. They said, since you're here, we'll make it worth your while. They're wonderful people. We're really grateful they're major sponsors for us. So how are you doing here with the rally?
We're doing great. Team's been running around. I think this has been a fabulous rally so far, and we'll keep going. We've heard a lot of great feedback, so super excited.
Well, thanks for ordering the perfect weather.
Yeah.
And as far as international rallies go, I can't remember one we've had such nice weather.
Shh, don't say that out loud.
I know, gonna jinx it, knock on wood. So we've had a lot of fun stuff going on. We had a great opening ceremony. This room that we're in right now is the arena, and it seats, 2,000 people, and I don't think there was a seat to be had. It was packed. Beautiful parade of flags, classic traditions in the Airstream style, so it was really good.
Yeah, so if you guys are not familiar with Campfire Chat, we started this about 3 years ago. We do it quarterly. We do it through Zoom. You can do it live. So what we basically do is try to help educate our members. It's an open format that people can ask questions. So that's what Jenny and I will be doing today. If we don't have the answer, we'll make sure that we get your contact information and get you an answer. But most of the time, we're able to give you some indication of what you're looking for. So do you want to tell what's going on at HQ, I guess, to get it going? So again, it's up to you guys on how much interaction we have, just like at the first timers. If you got questions, please ask them. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, we'd love to have your input. We really would. So here in the rally, what's going on? Last night we had the Vintage Airstream Club dance, and our very own James Shaw and his family put together an incredible night of stepping back in time to a 60s Airstream dealership.
Yay.
There were 4 vintage Airstreams all in a row, displayed open with amazing amenities and accessories. It was really great. Their family gave us a dinner not to forget. Just incredible food. We danced till we dropped. I had to put on slippers right when I got up. My feet were killing me. It was so much fun. Then today we have block parties, and that's going to be a lot of fun, kind of like being a kid, and a little bit of kick the can, campfires with s'mores, awesome prizes. It's a little windy here, so we'll see how that works out. With the campfires are contained. Don't get nervous. They're in solo stoves. But we're looking forward to a lot of fun with that.
Awesome. So for those who don't know, I'm going to kind of squirrel over to our membership. I looked this morning. We're at a 10,152 memberships, I believe, right now.
Wow.
So once we pass 10,229, that will pass our 1999 membership numbers. So I'm pretty excited about that, and it does look like we're going to pass that before the end of the year. So just encourage anybody that you know that is not an Airstream owner to go buy an Airstream, or those that you do know that are Airstream owners, to let them know to get involved in the club. And we have so many fantastic things available to those that are here in the club.
Well, Lori, can I add my dog? Can we bump it up to 101?
No. We don't. When we look at our numbers, we have like a 1.87%. So for that 10,100, times it by 1.8 something between the singles and couples within the club. So we're almost at 19,000, but we do not count dogs or children. Maybe we could.
I think if we could, it would be pretty fun.
Right.
Yeah. Anyway, things are going really well here. To bring you back up to speed, tomorrow night we have the casino night. Ooh, very glamorous. It's going to be a lot of fun. Crazy cool prizes. If you have never come to an international rally, one of the most exciting things are the first timers, because it's the lifeblood of the club. It's the people that get excited and say, whoa, I had no idea. So we really, really love having first timers here. I see some out in the audience. Yay for you guys. So that's great. And then on Wednesday night, we bring back our Airstream Club International Band. We have 30 guests from the community that will join the band. And it's a kind of sing-along. We're celebrating the 70th birthday of this club, 70 years ago. I don't know if you know Pee-wee, Dale Schwamborn. His mom, who's the cousin of Wally Byam, the founder of the company, began the club, the WBCCI, Wally Byam Caravan Club International. Anyway, so Pee-wee will be there helping us kick off a giant pyramid of birthday cupcakes. And again, thanks to one of my dear friends here. And we'll have a great time with that. Then our closing ceremony is on Thursday night. I do think I'd like to establish a little dance routine for the finale of all the international officers. We'll do something to Queen. I think I'd like that. Maybe not. But anyway, we just have had a great time here. It'll be hard to say goodbye.
So does anybody have any questions about the rally out there? We got a runner. Here comes Amanda.
Hi, what's the attendance rally?
This morning we were at 957, I believe was the number. Very close to that.
That's number of trailers.
Yes, that's number of trailers, not counting off-site. And we still have a few staggering in.
Wait, Lori, it's 958. I think I mentioned we just got another trailer.
Where was the other?
Hi.
So the question I have, this is my first rally, it's my first year here.
Thanks for being here.
Yay.
It's really, really good, a great experience for me in my life. And my question would be, if I wanted to continue into dabble in leadership, how would you recommend starting that path? And also, if you can do it right, what sort of time commitment should you be looking to put in at different levels?
Oof. That is such an excellent question. The best way to begin is in your local club. And because it's kind of on a smaller scale, and you get used to, you'll often start as a second vice president or a secretary, or perhaps jump in if you're well versed in financing with that, and you'll ascend up to becoming the president if that's what you'd like to do. If it's something you enjoy, and to backtrack, the terms are 1 or 2 years. It depends on the club. We have over 100 clubs, and each has their own constitution of how they structure their internal governance. And then once you do that, if you're thinking, I kind of like this, then you can ascend into your region presidency, and those are 2-year terms. Often they'll start with a second vice president, some only have a first vice presidency, and then you can ascend into the presidency. The presidents of our region clubs, we have 12 regions, and the presidents of the region clubs become members of the International Board of Trustees, the IBT. And in that's a very, very high level of governance. Again, that can be a 4 to 6 year commitment in time, depending if you're going as a second VP, then a first VP, and then a president. Some clubs don't have that, or some regions don't have that ascendancy. Some even have a third VP. So it depends on your region, but at any rate, it's the best way to get involved. And if you do enjoy leadership and a little bit of time commitment, I recommend doing it. You can also run for the Executive Council, which does not actually require a specific amount of roles of leadership, although that's what we seek when we vote for our leaders, is that they have demonstrated some levels of leadership. There's also leadership inside the intra-clubs, and that can be a great avenue for some folks. So great question, thanks.
And just to tag on to that, I think the hours really vary depending upon what branch you get involved with in regions, because they're all, as you can imagine, some of our northern regions are not as busy because they don't like camping in the snow compared to some of our southern regions.
Yeah, for example, I'm the the president of the International Club, so it's about 20 minutes a month for me.
Yeah, right.
That's about all.
All right, I saw somebody else out here.
Yes, what percent, how many here today are first timers?
We're about 40% of the 2,000.
Which is exciting because it's the first timers that you want them to have this fun and see what the bigger picture is. So we're so excited. They trust it enough to come on and do it.
We actually just had somebody Wednesday in Jackson Center, joined, and then drove right here. Did I see somebody else had a question?
Jenny, what kind of trailer did you buy today?
We got a 25-foot Flying Cloud. John and I have 2 vintage trailers, and one of the fun parts about becoming the president is the opportunity to travel all over the United States and Canada and get to visit every single region and as many local club events as I can. We have 2 vintage, and both of us were getting a little nervous about putting that kind of wear and tear. Not only that, the vintage trailers aren't really outfitted particularly well for winter traveling compared to the new ones. And we have our dog, Belle. I hope you all get to meet Belle. And we travel around in our little 17-foot, which was fine before Belle. But you try to pull yourself into a pair of Spanx to go to an event inside that trailer, it's not a pretty picture. So we went ahead and at the advice of James, my life coach here, we went ahead and did make that decision today. So thanks.
Go ahead.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
I'm a first timer, and thanks for putting this great event on. I had questions about how to start a new intro club, and how to go about doing the caravan, or leading the caravan, and or rallies. Is there any coursework on that? And if not, what kind of space you have?
Sure. So what we can do, and we can meet afterwards so I can make sure I get your contact information. So to start interclub, a club, you have to have at least 10 memberships, not people, but 10 memberships. So that could range BRNs. And you gather those folks together, and then somebody will sponsor you, as in normally we assign an EC member to the task and will help guide you through getting your constitution bylaws and getting that whole process in place for that. The second one was the caravan leader. I would suggest emailing our caravan chair, which is caravanchair@airstreamclub.org. It is on the website. I can share that with you. And George Beckwith will help you go through that training and get that stuff involved. And I actually mentioned the ski to him this morning, because I remember you mentioning that at the first timers. So I'm like a skiing type. Sure, absolutely.
I love that enthusiasm. That's so cool. So we definitely want to, snag you while you're hot. We want to have you jump in and give us a hand too, because that's great. Awesome ideas. Thank you. And she's a first timer.
Yeah,
I know.
And it's amazing. I think you'll see as you get involved in the club, just the connections you meet with people across the country with those same interests and how those things can really grow.
Our poor older friends, past friends, non-Airstream friends, they're like, what happened? You're not here anymore. You've gone away. And I've talked 2 of them into getting Airstreams and joining in the fun. Yeah. So one of them is a federal judge, and she's going into her 65-year-old, and she gets to go into what's called senior status. And she said, oh yeah, that interstate's all about me. So that'll be an awful lot of fun. So it's really wild when you just jump in and everyone else sees you having the fun, they want to have it too.
Yeah. So I see one back here.
Yeah, I have a question about automation.
About what?
Automation. You've done a great job as a club automating putting IT in the ACI. Mm-hmm. Where we haven't done is caravans. Mm-hmm. It's difficult to understand where you are in the rankings or wait periods for various caravans. Caravan leaders are busy trying to plan caravans. Is there plans to automate that into the ACI?
That's like a spoiler alert.
Yeah,
Yes.
I had a meeting about that at 10:30 this morning.
Yeah, you're right. And it needs, we do a great job. We're going to do an even better job. So you're 100% right. All of those little rough edges, we're getting the sandpaper and smoothing them down. So those do become non-issues, and we can improve on that. So you're right.
Gentlemen, Josh, do you have a microphone?
I got it.
Okay.
Hi. It was one of the fun things I didn't get a chance to go through all the different trailers over here. You're going to talk about one.
Thank you.
I was curious about Jackson Center. And, are there trips out there where you caravan or rally, or you just go out by yourself and schedule something? What's the best
Yes, yes, and yes, and yes. So, are you with the local club?
Yes, I'm with Regent to
Woohoo!
Delmar with Grapes and Grains.
Okay, well, so you've got a whole bunch of friends. So yes, we've seen it both ways. We've had caravans come into Jackson Center, and they will boondock or hang out, park at HQ, so they can go down to the factory, tour the Heritage Center, and then also you can call ahead and get a private tour of the factory itself. There's all different ways. So my suggestion would be to reach out to your local region or your local club, and even Grapes and Grains, and see what they have going on. Another way that you can see happenings is logging onto the website and under events. We rely on the local clubs and regions to post all of their events, so you can peruse through that and see those as well.
Or just simply come.
Yeah,
and
we're
let me tell you a little about it. If you're first timers, you might not realize, or if you're new to the club, that you have your own campus. There are 2 buildings, one of them, and with the great help of our friend David here, we will be renovating the building they moved out of into our own historical library and a member clubhouse with showers and laundry. We're additionally putting in 12 campsites with water and electric at your headquarters. We own about 13 and a half acres. We purchased the building next to the original building and went ahead and renovated it to the actual headquarters building. So it houses 6 full-time employees, has the room and the space for all the activities that have to happen to run the club. And in addition, we totally welcome you to stop on by, take a tour, see the fingerprint that Airstream Inc. put into it. They built a beautiful piece in there. So it's an awful lot of fun, but we welcome you to come. And you know, if you're there for a few days, maybe pitch in and see if you can help do something. It's lots of fun.
Careful.
Okay. I have
Careful
to be
what you ask for.
about that.
But so we do currently have 6 sites at what we call our 803 location there in Jackson Center, and you can book all of that through Harvest Host. We're listed there on Harvest Host for that.
And at this time, there's no fee for that. Once we expand, which potentially we may expand, I mentioned we own 13 acres. Behind the clubhouse is a huge cornfield. And there were people that were pretty freaked out by the children of the corn, you know, when little corn stalks grow and the wind rustles. They're like, I don't want to camp here. So that got mowed down. No, I'm kidding. It did get mowed down, but we're looking into expanding into an actual Airstream-only campground, 30 to 40 trailers. You know, they say, what do they say, Lori?
You build it, they will come.
Yes, they do. And just expanding as we have, Lori's turning people down every single day that say, I want to camp there.
Yeah, it's awesome. Do I see another one over here? Sorry, these lights are like super bright.
I have a comment about the rallies. This is, I believe, my 4th I've been to, and I brought this issue up before, but it's accessibility. Y'all do great with ADA parking, but I've brought this up before. There's many people around with devices, and there's little things that can be done, like in the big rally room, leave some spaces, empty chairs, spaces with mobility devices, so people don't have to sit out in the aisles. In the classrooms, like I've been to a couple of classrooms, there really is no area for you to get up into the area. I mean, the walking aisle, or I have to get up into the end of the aisle, and I hate to have wheelchairs, because every time I move a chair, there's one less chair for somebody else to get in. Once I leave, that's it. So if you can think of those little things to make people in those devices more friendly, that would help. It's hard to think of if you don't use one, you don't understand it. But those are important issues, because I've seen more and more people with mobility devices.
Absolutely. Thank you for that feedback, and we'll pass it on to our
And
our
that's
team
not
for
a
that.
little,
Thank
that's
you very
not a
much.
little point. That's a huge point. So thank you. Yeah.
Hi, I'm David. This is my wife, Debbie. This is our first time here. We're having a good time.
Yay.
I was here for the shuttle the first 2 days in a row. Something that several of my riders mentioned is they were disappointed we didn't have anything for recycling. And they asked me to pass it on.
Sure.
Talk to you, and I guess I do.
Yeah, so whenever we come into a community, it's up to the facility, and the facility here does not recycle. but I do know on our Facebook page and our groups, and I believe in CVent, I'm looking at Sherry to give me a yes or no. We do have the local recycling centers, so if somebody wants to do that themselves. Okay.
But thanks, because
Yeah.
I also really love recycling.
And actually, I learned, I don't know, recently, somebody here yesterday was telling me that they take the plastic tops off the water bottles, and St. Jude takes them to make new oxygen hoses.
Wow.
Yeah, there was somebody collecting them. I'm like, well, why don't you tell us about it?
Yeah, that's a great
We can add
idea.
the plastic caps to our
Pull tabs.
pull tabs. So,
It's a great idea.
So my question is, I think the way I understand that is we do the international rally in August every year, and this goes East Coast, West Coast, mid-state.
Not necessarily. We'll have it in June.
Okay.
And we just had one in October of last year.
yeah.
Oh, okay, because I was wondering about the southern states, it's more of a winter rally, maybe a smaller one. Is there any good thought to doing like, Florida, Texas,
Yep.
Arizona, or those
Yeah,
places?
Perry, Georgia is my nemesis right now. I keep losing out to Limousine Cattle because they seem to keep taking over that facility. So a couple years ago, we used to we had some bylaws in our blue book in our governance that only allowed us to have rallies around the 4th of July, and so that was expanded, and then it was changed. So we are open. The problem is we have a lot of competition in the event world, and since we are not a repeat client, it's harder and harder to get days. But trust me, we're out there beating it all the time, trying to figure out different locations in the south, because that's partly why we changed that, right? Because we want to go south. We want to find a place south. And so we're working on that. And then the second part of finding southern locations is our infrastructure. And our rally team has been working on a different method to extend a power grid. And again, I am not an electrician, so nobody accuse me of talking electric because I don't know. But what I understand is that we're trying to take shore power instead of generator power. And if we're able to hook into shore power, we can expand our footprint at some of these facilities that are large enough building-wise but not RV-wise. And so again, if we're able to do that, then that's going to expand our ability to move in the south.
Same line of questioning, what about having a rally or a meeting in Canada?
Yes, we've been trying to do that for years, and we're still working on that.
One of the big challenges is finding a venue with 1,100 plus working sites, but that also has the buildings to accommodate events. And so having that two-pronged approach is very, very difficult. And we look at rally sites 5 years out. Yes, because to book them, again, Lori was sharing what shore power means is where you have a big...
And I don't know if that's the correct description,
It's
but I think they
correct,
got the point.
It's the large power line, and then the electric company will temporarily bring transformers off that line, and then we get to hook into the transformers. And it's a wonderful thing, and if it works, it opens the door to... One of the biggest things when people look back and say, well, how did Wally Byam have 2,500 trailers? Nobody had electric and water. There were no buildings. They set up tents. So the expectation was significantly less. You know, we want a hotel room on wheels, right? And I love air conditioning. And I like the fact that there's bathrooms everywhere and showers for people in vintage rigs. Well, they didn't care about that stuff back then. Just being together was good enough. You know, they didn't mind a fly or two, or they dumped their gray water right on the ground. So it was a very different world, and now we are limited by expectation and need. So that's why it's harder.
So, and as the winter rallies, our NER, we have what we call NER, which is National Event Rally. We have a committee that's working on doing some special rallies throughout the year, all places. Again, similar to your ski thing, like they're going after motorsports, like the Indy 500. They're doing the Rose Parade. So all these special events. So they are looking at those and want to expand some of those larger rallies into the winter months.
We're also going to be looking at little mini boutique type rallies. You've probably seen commercials where they're talking about American Express, and you have events that are curated. They're special for those members only. And there's no reason we can't be doing the same thing Smaller ideas, higher price tags, but more curated for the specialty items that we as Airstreamers might want to enjoy. I would love to do a Chris Stapleton event. I would love to do Coachella or any of those concert events. Why are we limited to strictly thinking 2,000 people? Why not 150 people? So we have the opportunity to take things off into many, many directions. And I think with our younger demographic, we want to. We want to do things that are a little bit less predictable.
Yep. I believe it's June 26th to July 1st, but it's on our website. And actually, they came and visited us. They're here, the event, the managers from Sweetwater. They love us. They come visit us at every rally, so excited to see them here.
They're so great. One of the things that they did, they're super responsive to whomever is coming in, but they're a big horse country. They run junior rallies for equestrian and rodeo and dressage and all those beautiful parts of horsemanship. So their calendar is completely full. So it's tricky for us. We had to send a letter of commitment 4 years ahead of when we needed it, because we don't just take these 6 days. We take 2.5 weeks because the pre-setup is so extensive for it. So trying to get that many weekends all in a row, you're stealing them out of some other little group that might have counted on that. So that's one of the elements that makes it kind of tricky.
All right, any other questions out there? You guys are a quiet bunch. Are you coming in to relax? All right, so give me a topic, or give you a topic. Let's give Jenny a topic.
Bricks.
Bricks.
Bricks. So I'm from Canton, Ohio, the Belden brick capital of the world. Belden Bricks makes more bricks than any other place in the whole world. And because they make really great bricks, they also make paver bricks. One of the things we're doing when we're going to be expanding our campus, which we talked about, is we're creating a brick pathway between the old building and the new building. And we're going with a campaign to raise money to help fund what our project is with engraved bricks. So my dad turned 92, happy birthday, Dad, and I got him a beautiful brick. I've had companies come and say, we'd like to have a brick. We want a brick array, which is, an array is, for example, 4 or 9 8x8 bricks, where they have their logo encompassing the whole thing. So there's lots of opportunities. We've had the dealers and some great friends sitting right here who've bought the larger bricks. So it could be commemorative, it could be advertising, it could be anything you want. But this brick campaign is going very, very well. And I encourage everybody to consider doing it so you have a lasting imprint on our campus, that you are here and you mattered. So I really hope you think about doing that. Bricks.
Bricks. All right, well, I'm gonna go back to membership a little bit. So we're getting ready to, I think I talked about in the first timers, we have kind of 2 calendars for memberships. One is a physical calendar where people's membership runs January 1st to December 31st, and then we have anniversary. So of course, we still have a big bunch of people that are on the calendar year, and which will start for the 2026 season, starts on September 3rd. So when you go in to renew your membership, you're now going to see we added basically what they call a manager membership, so you have a little more control over the interclubs and the affiliates that you want to be with other clubs. For those who don't know what affiliates are, that you have a home club. Let's say, I'm from Ohio, so Columbus, Ohio may be my home club, and then I want to affiliate with Cincinnati, so that'd be affiliation. And so normally when you affiliate with another club, you get more of an insight. You get the newsletters, and you know what's going on there in your region. But so we added this new feature onto the website, into the membership portal, that you're going to have more availability and more access to move clubs and change clubs around without having to contact HQ or doing it through a different, we had it online as well, but now it's all seamless. It's one there. So that'll be easier for you to do this calendar year when you start to renew, and all that will launch on September 3rd. If anybody's worked in tech world, September 3rd is supposed to be the day. So we'll see.
And speaking of tech, one of the biggest things that happened in the last few months was Kendall's app. We just affectionately call it Kendall's app. He developed Kendall, one of our.
I thought I saw
Is
Kendall.
Kendall here? Kendall is our international club secretary, and Kendall's taking a job that, when Helen started the club 70 years ago, was a shorthand, sitting in a meeting and transferring notes to paper. He's taking a job that began there and he's bringing it into the 25th century. He's a whiz at technology. So part of what he wanted to do was establish an app for Android and iPhone. It's fantastic, so easy to use. So now we have the access to our account information, event information, interactions, member directory, all that is now at our fingertips. So that's been a great, great thing. Kendall's app. It's like Pikes Peak. No, it is. It's about as big as Pikes Peak. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so please check that out. And Kendall is still taking feedback on that. Again, he took that on himself with him and his team, his company that he owns. They did it, which we can't thank him enough for.
We can't. It's just, I mean,
It's
we'd gotten
amazing.
some quotes to do it. It was very, very expensive. Very expensive. And Kendall just said, I'll do it at no charge. I mean, amazing.
Yeah.
It's pretty generous.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Yay, Kendall.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, what else we got out there? I can't see, so no other questions? You guys are quiet. Oh, thank you, this gentleman, thank you.
I'm wondering if you have any information on like the demographics, particularly the demographics of membership. At a rally, I think you don't get as many members as you have kids. It's a pretty big time when people are going back to school. So I'm just wondering, like, are we attracting younger generations of airstreamers? I'd like to have a like that as people start to roll out and continue to have people moving in, or is it primarily an older demographic?
It's an interesting question because there's really two answers to that question. Airstream Incorporated, who makes our trailers, had typically, been focused on the retired folks that had time and the funds to take a trip like across the country, and Airstreaming began. Now, their demographic, their highest sales in the Colorado is the base camp. So the demographic is definitely shifting to a younger group, not just with base camp, but the freedom that the interstates and the Sprinter vans have allowed have been amazing for young people. You'd think it would be for us where I don't want to tow anymore. We're finding the younger people are buying it. So we want to kind of parallel their path a lot and focus a lot of our attention on the younger demographic because we already feel we very much focus our attention on our older demographic, i.e. me, who just bought another trailer. But we want to bring that in, embrace that younger demographic. So one of the challenges is school kids, but what we're finding is the ones that have children, they're homeschooling. They're here because they're homeschooling their children. We had our rally last time in October. You'd be amazed at how many children were there, more than now, which school's not even all the way in session for a lot of children. So it's interesting. Around the 4th of July, which used to be the typical time that we would run rallies, because of Wally's birthday being the 4th of July, it was always kind of focused around a birthday celebration. But we found there weren't that many children, mostly because it's not us, it's sports. Children's sports now run all summer. If you're a volleyball player in grade school and you are a winter sport or even high school, summer you're doing volleyball camp. So the children's sports have really shifted family camping more so than what we offer. So that's a challenge, and I don't know that we need to compete with that, but we do want to recognize for those families that still have little ones free to travel, it's one of the reasons you see less and less teenagers because of their other social commitments. So it's interesting. But that's a great question, one we're paying very close attention to.
Yeah, so about 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago, was the last time we did an all-member survey, trying to get a baseline on our demographic, because the club has not been good about keeping track of that demographic. And then we are planning on doing another one here very soon, so to compare what we did years ago to today. Hank. Yeah, there's somebody back here.
Again, talking on the caravans,
Yes.
So the international rally, just look, 26 is out there, 27, 28 are not out there. So if we can start getting the out years, so we can do the 4 to 5 year planning we're trying to do with caravans to incorporate having those rallies out there on the website.
Yeah, right now, and so typically what we do, as Jenny mentioned, for our rally sites, I mean, we have LOIs in place, and we just literally signed the contract for 27 right before we got here, and so that will go on the website. And then as soon as we have a physical contract in place, we put them on the website.
And
for
that's
rally.
the one in Rock Springs.
Yeah.
27 is Rock Springs. So that one is on the books. You can look on the website. 28,
We're not.
we're not 100%
Yeah.
sure. I was offering to host it at my house, but Lori thinks it's not going to quite work
Yeah.
out well. I've got a lake, so I thought the pump out would work out fine. You
Yeah.
can take that in.
I can tell you, I think I know what state it's going to be in.
The
but
state
that,
of confusion?
Yeah. Go ahead.
My wife and I had a Caravel FP22 only a year and a half now, and I'm afraid we've got 2-foot itis. And
Welcome to the club.
2 foot longer, but I'm just curious, why did you pick the 25?
Oh.
Well, John picked the 25 so that we wouldn't have to buy a new truck. Straight out answer. The 27's a little too big to tow with the Ford F-150. And so the F-150 is a real good balance with the 25-foot. James told me to. I might have mentioned he's my life coach. James, please stand up. He's 23 years old, so he's got all my answers.
What do I have? Yeah. I've got a 30 Classic outside.
Yeah, by himself, without a dog, and no Spanx required. So, yeah, James may have misadvised me.
Go ahead.
This is a question about membership. Is Airstream still within the 1-year membership to the club with the purchase of Airstream?
Yes, so that's called the Explorer program. You can buy, if you buy a new rig, you have 6 months to join the club, which Airstream Inc. is sponsoring that membership, and it's for 1 year.
Are you finding good prospects from that program?
Fantastic.
We're
It's
having
so great.
so far, so it's been in place since, what year are we in? 25, 20. So 23 is when we started that, in July of 23. And so far, we're seeing about a 68% renewal rate on the Explorer program. So we're really thrilled with that percentage. Overall, the club, we have about an 83 to 85% renewal rate. A lot of times we lose members because they either sold their Airstream or they're aging out. So we're thrilled with what's going on with the Explorers right now.
I'll throw a little perspective onto that number. So I was a dentist in my past life. I think I used to be a Viking even before that, but I'm not sure. And in the dental world, which is way, way higher even than the medical world, we only see about 62% that retain a membership, for example, in a local dental society or a state dental organization or the main ADA. So when you look at the number of people that own an Airstream versus the number of people that are in the club, it's very, very strong. And as far as retention goes, it's around 60%. So for us to have an 85% retention rate, that's magnificent. That is a huge, good number. So that's kind of fun to be proud of that information. Thanks for the question.
And actually, it really complements our members. I mean, that's what it's all about, is connecting people with people. Hang on one second, there's one behind you.
Our Airstream Foundation does incredible work. Could you talk just a little bit about how people can make a contribution to the foundation while they're here at the rally?
The foundation is an arm of us. Did I see
We
Dendi
have
come in?
Dendi, come on up.
Come on up.
So the president of the Wally Byam Caravan Club International Foundation,
Say that quickly.
WBCCI, is Dendi Jarrett, and he is involved in multiple fundraising activities, foundations, and charitable contribution organizations throughout the United States. So he's quite an expert.
Come on up. You
Come
got to
on
be
over.
within the green line.
This is Dendi.
So yeah, the WBCCI Foundation started about 4 years ago, and it was a renewal of an effort from many years ago. And we seek to preserve and protect the outdoor lifestyle that we all love. And so we align with impact partners. National Forest Foundation is one of them. He'll be speaking, the CEO will be speaking tomorrow. And so what we do is collect money to further our causes so that our mantra is Airstream owners giving back. I also am under contract with Airstream to help them develop the Airstream Foundation, which is designed primarily to promote preserving our history. So if you go to the Heritage Center there, which if you've never been, it's worth the road trip. And so I work with them to just make sure the governance of that's strong. In my day life, I'm the CEO of a music education nonprofit for kids. So I've been doing this for 30 years. So, and I still do have my day job. So if you have any questions, you can go to wbccifoundation.org. You can make a donation there. If you make a donation here, it'll send you an email. Come find me and I'll give you the decals so that you can wear them proudly on the back window of your truck or your airstream.
Can you share for our listeners what that website would be exactly?
Yeah, it's wbccifoundation.org, and there's donate buttons throughout the whole site. And we do run a program every year. It seems to involve the year. So this year it's 25 and 25. So we ask each member to give $25 in 2025, and next year it'll be 26 and 26. And so you can kind of see there are people who are collecting the years, and back of my trailer has them all across the back window.
Thanks, that's great. Great.
Thanks, Dundee. So another initiative we do for just trying to give back to the communities, we're working with the Friends of Pennsylvania.
Friends and Neighbors
Friends
of
and Neighbors.
Pennsylvania.
You turned away. I'm looking at you like, yes, no? So we do always try to contribute to the local community as well when we come in. So I know we have that fundraising effort going on over in the Club Hub area.
And we give blood.
Yeah.
I love blood.
Oh, I forgot. I got a
Blood.
message. I know. I got a message for you about. I forgot to
I
tell
got
you.
4 o'clock appointment today. Roll up my sleeve.
All right.
You don't even have to roll up your sleeve. When is your appointment?
I don't have one. Good.
Going back to Airstream Club membership, just to put it out there, lifetime membership in the club is the best bargain out there.
Yeah. Listen. Thank you.
So, I mean, if you renew your annual membership for 5 years,
Right.
you pay for a lifetime.
Absolutely. We do have that ability for lifetime members. Again, it's on our website. And once you join as a lifetime member, basically there's a crazy formula out there. You pay a flat rate forever. You still have to maintain your local club or whatever dues, but then you get 10% off of our club store, 20% off of rally registrations, and some pretty gold stuff on your badges.
It's a one-time fee.
Yeah, like those.
Yes, it's a one-time fee that you pay, and it locks in that rate, and don't have to think about it anymore. You just do your local or your interclub dues, and that's all you have to do.
Easy peasy.
So when those dues go up to $9,000-$10,000 a year, then you're set. You're good.
We have a question here. I'm gonna start wearing my sunglasses in here. That's so bright.
Is there an Airstream app, or is it for the club, ACI app, or is it all on the web? And is there any thought of doing, or was there ever thought of doing ACI app?
Yeah, so this is what we were talking about with Kindle. There is an app now that can be downloaded. It's just Airstream Club.
ACI member app.
Yeah, so in all that, again, as Jenny was saying, you can look up quick reference, big red numbers and things, and then a lot of those will have links going back to the primary website.
One of the best parts of that app is the events. And one of the great things about that app is that things are updated very quickly compared to waiting for the next Blue Beret to see something that you might want to find out's going on.
Do I see Chad in the audience?
I saw Chad.
Wait a minute, you need to stand up. Stand up.
This is
Chad
and Laura.
Chad and Laura, do you guys know who Chad Watson is? Chad Watson is the #1 Airstream salesman in the world.
Yay,
Yay,
Chad!
Chad! Thank you. Don't be shy. Thanks for being here.
And honestly, about the nicest couple you're going to meet. And they go around and do these crazy great videos. In fact, you can go on their website or YouTube and you can watch a tour they did of the new building. They did a fabulous job.
Yeah.
Kind of like an HGTV tour.
They did.
Yeah,
They did
it was really
fantastic.
professional.
And Chad, thanks for being here. And Chad is, again, another example of our great relationship with our dealers and Airstream Inc. and that we partner together to, as we say, they make the product, they sell the product, and then we provide the lifestyle. So that's what we're all here for.
Yeah, we are so lucky. We have the coolest dealers in the world.
Yeah.
The coolest dealers.
Okay, we got about 12 minutes. What else is out there?
Chad, this was quite amazing.
He isn't.
Yesterday, there he is up there.
I know.
We are so lucky to have Laura and Chad.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. All right, you guys got anything else? All right, so today is, sure, Monday,
Today is Monday, Block Party Day.
Block Party Day.
Yes,
Tomorrow
and-
is Tuesday, which is the casino night,
Casino night.
sponsored by Colonial.
Very, very sexy clothes. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Yeah, we're talking Spanx. And
We got another question.
it's all about elegance. I'll finish my topic quickly. It's all about elegance and kind of a James Bond vibe. And we have prizes. So for you folks there at home, if you haven't thought about coming to one of these, you need to. It's really cool. So let's hear another
Wait,
question.
over here. So that is organized by Airstream Inc., and we've partnered with them to help get the word out. But yes, from my understanding, that is going to continue. Yes.
Yes, but
Don't say anything about it. Yes. Was there another one over here? Okay. Oh.
I know you're following other major clubs like Family Motor Coach and Escapees. In comparison, Lori, to their numbers, are we doing better than FCA for retention growth?
Actually, they're following us now, more so, because we are continuing to grow, and both those clubs are declining. And one thing I love about our rally team and moving around the country is I cannot tell you how many times when we're at a venue and another club comes in and they say, what did Airstream do? And that's kind of, we're setting the pack on that. So we are definitely leading the industry on that.
right, so instead of us using them as a business model or something to aspire to, it's flip-flopped.
Yeah, and actually I'm in contact with a lot of the leaders from Escapees, Family Motor Coach, Tiffin and Newmar and all of them. We always talk because, I mean, we're all in somewhat of the same challenges, except us. We're growing. They're not as much as we are. And they have the same issues, trying to find places to rally, how to get people to volunteer into leadership positions. So it's always nice to talk with other clubs. Okay, anything else today? Madam President, would you like to wrap things
We
up?
have one over here.
I just wanted to thank everybody for coming and remind everyone that every session you go to, add it to your agenda so that you can get the survey and fill that out. The team uses all of your feedback over scheduling rooms and sessions and speakers. We really use all of that feedback, so please make sure to add it to your agenda and we'll get the survey and thank you.
Yeah, thanks, Sherry. Sherry made a great point, and we do. The rally team, and just not that, but the club in general, when we do surveys, it's just not to collect data. We literally, line by line, go over that, and we look at to see what our people are saying so we can accommodate and do whatever we can to make everybody somewhat happy. We do what we can.
And on that note, I do want to thank the rally team. I don't know that anybody realizes quite how much goes into planning these rallies. You know, we all have our own little piece of the pie and think that's the most important part of the world, but they're juggling the whole pie. And I mean, picture juggling pies. That's kind of an interesting thought. But they do so much work. It's ongoing. As I said, these are planned 3 to 5 years in advance. We already have entertainment lined up for next year and the year after. So there's just so much going on. Coordinating pump outs, coordinating golf carts, having the signs made. There's so many elements. And this team has been amazing in dealing with it. Sherry put together so much of our opening ceremony. She made it look like I knew what I was doing. No, Sherry's really the guru behind it all. And I'm so grateful to all of them for all the help they've given. So let's hear it for the rally team.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah,
We do it for the members. That's what it's about.
it's true. Well, thank you for coming. And by the way, it's really been fun because typically we do a campfire chat on Zoom, not live. And we have to say, oh, here's a message from, and you know, don't have you guys right here giving your feedback. So thank you.
Yeah, so if anybody has any questions, follow-up questions, of course, we're here. If not, please contact HQ, and we'll get back to you with any answers or help that you need.
We'll see you at the next event.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.